Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. What's up? Good afternoon. Welcome to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and this is the show where the conspiracy is the news, meaning, of course, some of the most important things that are out there just don't get reported, and that's just the way the world works, isn't it? And so that's what we talk about on this show. Not only look at the news cycle in sort of a different way, meaning we don't try and politicize everything like the assholes that are out there. You know who they are: the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, Fox News, etc. Those guys, right? So on and so forth. And the New York Post, you can add to the list. All those guys, right, that are very partisan reporting and leave out details and all the rest of the stuff, right? Have the very, well, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, and that's that. And it annoys me. It's always annoyed me, and it's in the last 6 years, the propaganda has intensified, and here we are with me doing my own news show because screw off, you media that can't get shit right. And that's it. That's what this show's about. And it started actually with another show we do called Troubled Minds Radio, which happens on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific now. And we used to do a news segment on there and just got larger and larger and larger and larger until we just peeled it off and made our own news show. So here we are. News show. What's going on, guys? I see everybody out there. How are you in the chat? And that's what we're doing. We're just talking about the news. So, and also, by the way, as part of the transparency process, if you guys like to follow up on my links that I use, follow up on my sources, well, you can see directly. I link them directly in the chat, and also you can follow up on the podcast feed and also on YouTube when this ends up there as well. I have all the links, and you can do all the things and make sure that you keep me honest. I'm not to make sure I'm not making things up, right? Because, well, I'm not. So there you go. I'll squeak my opinion in here and there, but I'm not making things up full on like the fake news media. So anyway, that's what the show's about. Like I said, if you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link. Come say hi on the Discord. Lots of smart people you can meet over there and hang out with, and you know who they are. You hear them calling from time to time. Most of these people are in the chat hanging out and having a good time as we talk about. That's right, the conspiracy. Oops, that is the news. All right, so let's do it. Here's a wild one. You'll never believe this. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find any additional details past the headline here. I was trying to see where this information came from, but New Scientist, unfortunately, is all paywall all the time. But anyway, let's go to newscientist.com, at least for the pre-paywall bit. And this is the headline. Enigmatic Planet 9 may have been seen by telescope in the 1980s. What the hell? There is an ongoing debate about whether a huge super-Earth lurks in the far reaches of our solar system, but we may actually have observed it almost 40 years ago, right? And here you go. This is all we get before it drops into a paywall. Evidence for a massive planet in the outer solar system has been found, which may be the elusive Planet 9 that astronomers have long sought. Planet 9 is a hypothesized world orbiting far beyond Neptune in our solar system's outer reaches. The gravitational clustering of some objects in that solar system suggests the presence of such a world, a super-Earth at least 5 times as massive as our planet, but no concrete evidence for it. Boom. Continue reading. Subscribe now for unlimited access. So there you go. No, I do not pay for New Scientist because, well, you can find most of this stuff other places. But yeah, this is wild. Considering if this is true, then right, wow. I did look to see if there was another source here with some more information, but I mean, this is pretty bush league to do it this way. I mean, if they don't link to a paper or maybe like a an actual like maybe a star chart or something, for crying out loud, some photographs of what this may have been. I don't know. Like it pisses me off that they don't have like a link here that you can follow to wherever it happened, right? So they have just some goofy stuff here that is not exactly you can't trace down the source here. But interestingly, if this is true, then Nibiru is real, and they claim to have seen it back in the 80s by telescope. So interesting that this may be a thing. We'll keep an eye on this as it develops. But what in the world, right? There you go. James has it right, but it's on the internet, so it must be true. Well, so we're going to just assume it's true, and there we go. So now we know. So I did find this other one that I searched Planet X, Planet 9, Nibiru, 40 years, right? 40 years ago. And I didn't get anything here other than this nice little on kRSchannel.com about Nibiru. Some of the facts and stuff, which is pretty cool, of course, right? According to historians, Tiamat, a planet which had lain between Mars and Jupiter around 510 million years ago, was a victim of Planet X. As Tiamat collided with one of the moons of Nibiru, it crashed, broke in half, and as one half became the asteroid belt, the other Phobos, Mars's moon, while the other half is our home planet Earth. Out of destruction comes life, a quote from the Hindu ancient text Bhagavad Gita. I don't know how to say that. This strange planet known to be 20 times bigger than Jupiter, with a burning moon which acts like Nibiru's personal sun. Now we're talking about the planet Tiamat, okay, which of course did some sort of cataclysm way back in the early solar system, and again 500 million years ago, 750 million years ago, somewhere in that range, and so this right here is the closest thing I could find, and I don't know if this is accurate, right? So they have an actual. I thought this was the thing here, right? But maybe not. This doesn't look like it's from the 80s, but there's these guys claim that there's an actual photograph here of what Nibiru was, and as they spotted it, maybe heading out to orbit. So does that mean we had a close pass? I don't know. I don't know. Again, like I said, I dug a little bit to find anything here, but I kind of couldn't. So again, are they covering this? Is this just clickbait? I can't tell you. It pisses me off that they don't have an actual, a source to this. But here we are, right? This is the fake news world we live in. Where is it so hard to just source everything you do? No, it's not. It's really not. So there you go. Anyway, so that's what we're looking at here. And if this is true, well, it kind of changes a lot of things, doesn't it? And, instead of this Nibiru being a hypothesis, it is a real thing. And, so they're saying, again, like I said, I can't vouch for the clickbait or not clickbait here, whether it's fake news or real. But headline is this from New Scientist: Enigmatic Planet 9 may have been seen by telescope in the 1980s. So there it is. There it is. So, well, you tell me. Do you believe this or do you not believe this? Do you think it's a bunch of BS? I don't even know what to tell you, other than this is kind of exciting. If they actually have photographs of this thing and can maybe start backwards imaging it and doing the math and figuring out how big and all kinds of stuff, right? Maybe find out from its possible trajectory in orbit, they can maybe pinpoint it and find it now. So wouldn't that be amazing if the James Webb Telescope goes up and one of the first things they do is point it out to where Nibiru should be, and boom, there it is. That would be pretty sick. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Like I said, I cannot vouch for the authenticity of this, but I was kind of excited when I saw the headline. I was like, damn, we saw this thing. But, well, here we are. They're wondering if clickbait is real or not. Yeah, clickbait, gonna clickbait. But anyway, there you go. Oh, here's the article if you want to read it. My bad. And as always, if you have comments on this or want to be part of the discussion, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link and we'll put you on the show. Easy as that. All right, let's go. Let's continue, shall we? Speaking of space, you guys know I love to keep my eyes to the sky. Here we go. We have this space.com reports. This is the hot news over the weekend. Did Russia just launch an anti-satellite test that created a cloud of space junk? Yeah, you know what that means? Yeah, it means that they blew up a satellite in space. That's what it means, as a test. And so, of course, what happened? Yeah, an explosion in space. And so there's more garbage out there. Fantastic, right? Anyway, astronauts on the space station had to seek shelter from a debris cloud, but the source is unclear. Oh, I see. Here we go. Editor's note, the U.S. Department of State spokesperson Ned Price confirmed in a press briefing November 15th that Russia did conduct an ASAT test, and the test has so far generated over 1,500 pieces of trackable orbital debris. Orbitable, see what I did there? And hundreds of thousands of pieces of smaller orbital debris that now threaten the interests of all nations. Perfect, right? This is fantastic. This is exactly where we need to be in the wonderful world we live in. Let's just blow shit up in space and like clog up the airwaves for everybody. That's fun, right? That's super fun. So yeah, that's what we're doing, right? To actually make sure that something blows up in space. Well, you have to blow it up in space, right? That's the test. And so this just happened. And so now we have this. Here we go. There's a debris field in Earth's orbit currently causing astronauts on the ISS to seek refuge. Reports are suggesting that this debris could be from a Russian anti-satellite test. Quote, U.S. Space Command is aware of a debris-generating event in outer space, U.S. Space Command told Space.com in an emailed statement. This debris with the International Space Station passes through every 90 minutes, has caused the station's 7 onboard astronauts to take temporary refuge in their Soyuz and Dragon crew capsules. Russia's space agency Roscosmos has confirmed the debris interaction to Space.com. NASA has not yet commented on the situation. And so this is once again the world we live in, right? And it's unfortunate that this is what this is humanity, right? This is what brings us to the next level of space wars, right? So I don't know. It pisses me off quite a bit because that's just the way this works. Why? I mean, why? Right? Like, because we got to be prepared for World War III, that we make sure the other guys are, mutually destroyed. Get out of here. Like, whatever. It's the dumbest thing ever, but it is what it is, and people are going to people. And here we are. So, yeah, this really happened. This has been being reported on today like crazy because it just happened over the weekend. And, yeah, so what do you guys think? 702-957-1037. And, of course, let's see. Let's do one more. Oh, here we go. Actually, this is from Jim Sciutto. This is a tweet from he's a CNN dude. Love those CNN guys. And he says this on a tweet: breaking. U.S. Space Command is aware of a debris-generating event in outer space. We are actively working to characterize the debris field and will continue to ensure all spacefaring nations have the information necessary to maneuver satellites if impacted, says U.S. Space Command. And Jim Sciutto, of course, takes every opportunity to plug his stuff. So he tweets his CNN gets an inside look at Space Force from several months ago. So anyway, there you go. So this is a real thing, and it's actually happening. And it's unfortunate, but like I said, here we are. People are going to people, and that's that. So all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a word from our sponsor, of course, which is you, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Let's see, which button do I press? How about this one?
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
Okay. All right. Easy as that. All right. Let's go to let's keep on trucking, shall we? More news. Let's go to there you go. Just in case you were wondering if the political go after your political opponents like a banana republic was still in effect. Yes, it is indeed. This is from Yahoo News. Bannon defiant as he surrenders to FBI. Quote, "We're taking down the Biden regime." All right. Well, just so you know, I am absolutely no fan of Steve Bannon. I think he's an epic douchebag of colossal proportions. However, is it really fair and necessary to really go after political opponents afterward, like witch hunts, real witch hunts? This is ridiculous. Anyway, Steve Bannon, a former top advisor to President Trump, surrendered to the FBI on Monday on 2 criminal contempt charges, which, that were leveled against him for refusing to cooperate with the Select Committee probing the January 6th Capitol riot. On Monday morning, Bannon pulled up to the FBI Washington, D.C. branch, greeting dozens of members of the press looking for comment. Quote, "We're taking down the Biden regime," he said before walking inside. Bannon was charged with 2 counts of contempt after he failed to comply with a subpoena to appear for a deposition and submit requested documents related to the events preceding the mob storming of the Capitol. Yeah. All right. Have fun storming the Capitol. All right. Anyway, let's see. Both counts carry a minimum sentence of 30 days and a maximum of 1 year in jail, the Department of Justice confirmed. The money development comes after Bannon was indicted by grand jury for contempt of Congress last week. Before he turned himself in Monday, Bannon went on air for an episode of his podcast, War Room, imploring followers to continue the fight against the Biden administration. Quote, "I don't want anybody to take their eye off the ball from what we do every day, okay?" he said. "I want you guys to stay focused on message." All right. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I think Bannon's a D-bag and whatever. But interesting that they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep going after political opponents and trying to put them in jail and all the rest of this stuff. And it's unfortunate that once again people are going to people, right? And this is the world we live in. So there's your news and politics, right? So not only remember that they kicked in the doors of what's his name, the Project Veritas guy, James O'Keefe, and now this type of thing, right? So they haven't charged anybody for contempt of Congress in nearly 40 years or over 40 years, something like this. But they decided, well, Steve Bannon is just that special D-bag, so they're going to do it just for him. But the unfortunate thing here is, like I said, going after political opponents after elections. That's the stuff we're told is not what makes a democracy, right? You're supposed to just let it be. But, well, no, not in this case. They're using this January 6th as a, I don't know, a way to label people as terrorists. You know the deal. Terrorists. We've been talking about this for quite some time. So anyway, there it is. Whatever. Go to jail, Bannon. Whatever. Be less of a D-bag, too, while you're at it, please. Anyway, let's keep on trucking. This is from Fizz.org. This is from What's Up 40s if you're out there. He dropped this in the Discord last week, and I missed it because I'm a knucklehead. But a fungus that uses chemicals to trick male flies into mating with infected dead females. All right, well, how could this go wrong? Let's file this under how could this go wrong. A combined team of researchers from the University of Copenhagen and the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences reports that a certain fungus uses chemicals to trick male flies into mating with infected dead females. They have written a paper describing their findings and have posted it on the BioXIV preprint server. Prior research has shown that some types of fungus can give insect victims what has become known as summit disease, in which a victim's nervous system is infected and and the unwilling creature begins climbing to the highest vantage point possible. Once there, the wings are spread wide and the victim begins spewing spores. In this new effort, researchers have found a fungus that takes summit disease one step further by having its female victims also emit chemicals that sexually attract males. If in case you weren't grossed out, well, now you should be. In studying the fungus, oh boy, how do I say this? I'm not even going to try. The fungus has this weird long name. The researchers found that it was incapable of infecting other insects, primarily houseflies, with summit disease. Airborne spores land on a female victim and penetrate her skin. Soon they invade her entire body, including her nervous system and brain. Chemicals produced by the spores incite the female to begin climbing until she reaches the highest possible point, such as a leaf on a tree. Then she opens her wings and dies. Doesn't that sound very Walking Dead-ish horrific? Meanwhile, the fungus covers her body with little spore-filled cannons. At some point, a male happens by, and when he touches her body, the cannons fire, filling the air with spores ready to infect others in the vicinity. In their lab, researchers captured a host of infected and non-infected flies. Males were given a choice of mating with either an infected or non-infected female, and more often than not, chose the one that was infected. This suggested that the fungus was doing something to make the infected female more attractive to the male, even though she was dead. Hubba. Yeah, right. Jay's got it right. That's just wrong. Yeah. Weird, right? This is one of those super bizarre triple weird things that exactly. Now, what would make them want to do this, right? Making the weird and necrophilia for flies. I don't know. Anyway, in any case, this is, once again, welcome to the world we live in. All right, where are we at time-wise? I think we're okay. We're good. Looks good. All right, so what do you guys think about this? If you want to be part of the show, you know the drill. As part of the transparency process, we'd like to include you. If you want to be part of it, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org, and get you here on the show. And click the Discord link and come say hi. Come meet lots of nice folks over on the Discord. But yeah, this is pretty sick, right? Pretty sick. The fungus that uses chemicals to trick male flies into mating with infected dead females. Yeah. Like I said, imagine some sort of Walking Dead fungus that did this to people, right? Like imagine how horrific this would be if this was people, right? Yeah. Yeah, cool. What's up, guys? Let's see. Exactly, right? Derek's got it right. I wonder what funguses are making us do stuff. Dead fly porn, says Robert. Exactly. And Robert says this. Now, for what purpose would those scientists do that? Exactly. James says, mushrooms rule the world, which means they must be working with cats. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But there you go. All right. So this is pretty nasty, horrific. And, well, what would you expect other than more nasty, more horrific? All right. Let us continue, shall we? There's more. There's always more. How about this? Consider this, if you will. The story of a new charging cable. This is from techradar.com. New EV charging cable can dramatically reduce charging times. All right, here we go. One of the big drawbacks of electric cars is the time they take to top up, but a joint project between Purdue University and Ford Motor Company has made a breakthrough to address this. Major corporations have long partnered with the brightest minds in academia to solve complex business problems that have widespread benefits beyond the boardroom. Purdue University and Ford Motor Company have teamed up to solve a problem that could make electric vehicle ownership much easier. Purdue's engineers working at the Ford-funded project have devised a prototype charging cable that can charge an EV battery in 5 minutes. That's right, just 5 minutes, please. Yeah, the promise of Purdue's technology is that it can deliver charging times that are far closer to the traditional experience of stopping at a gas station to refill a fuel tank. Today's charging times range wildly because of a few factors, mainly relating to the charging cable and the car battery's power input rating. Currently, cooling systems just aren't up to the task. Even on super fast chargers, EV owners are generally looking at over 30 minutes to fully replenish their battery. And isn't that a drag if you got to stop for 30 minutes to plug in your car and wait, twiddle your thumbs, and grab a coffee or something, and there you go. Anyway, the new cable can handle a current that is 4.6 times that of the most powerful EV chargers today. It's able to deliver that current because of its ability to remove up to 24.22 kilowatts of heat. 1.21 gigawatts. Okay, not quite gigawatts, but anyway. Let's see. It's worth noting that the updated charging cable is a major step forward down the path toward faster charging, but it's far from the only step. The prototype charging cable hasn't been tested on an EV yet because there aren't any electric vehicle batteries around capable of the input speeds required. Purdue says that even with the cable, real-world charging times will depend heavily on the power output ratings of the supply and charging cable, along with the power input rating of the battery. All three must be rated at 25,000 amperes. There you go. So as this happens, well, maybe the world is becoming that green society that they've always told us it could be. And what does it mean? What does it mean? What's up? James says maybe actually talk to others for 20 minutes. Oh, no, wait. We can't have that. Nope. Robert says soon millions of electric cars will compete for electricity for homes. Mass rolling blackouts. There it is. Right? Exactly. They can't even do air conditioners in the summertime. You're right. You're totally right. So, yeah, well, we'll see. I guess we'll see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So... Oh, geez. Okay. So, what you guys know the drill. If you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Night Stalker says there's probably a sperm count electric car joke here, but I'm too tired to think of it. And you're absolutely right. But I'm also too tired to think of it. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll call this segment Create Your Own Joke. Here's the premise. Create your own joke segment. Okay. Anyway, so that's the deal. That's what we're doing. And if you want to join the Discord, troubledminds.org, click the Discord link. Okay. So, fast charging. Does anybody out there actually drive an electric car? I do not. And speaking of getting me started on cars and taxes, because, well, we shouldn't do that because I'll rage. There's this cool auction going on here in Vegas today, actually. I've been watching it, and they're selling off old police cruisers for like a county auction. And they're selling like 2014, 2015 Ford Interceptors, which are the police version of like the SUV, whatever, and they're going for like around $5,000. It's crazy. But right, there's your taxes at work, right? They just buy up all the stuff and then sell them at what like a third of what they're worth and buy some new stuff. And there you go. Yeah. What's up, James? Micro macro. That's all I can think of. Yeah, that's all right. I can't think of it either. But anyway, Jay out there in New York knows all about them auction things that they have, because you can get Masonic temples for cheap apparently. But you can also get cars for cheap. I was looking at it, and yeah, interesting. So whatevs. Hopefully it's not an electric car. I do not drive an electric car, and I'm not sure I will, because don't they track the shit out of them? I'll be that guy driving the old, from 1996, whatever, before they installed all the tracking stuff on everything. And I'll be that guy, right? But you tell me. So, yeah, exactly. So not only that, there's a whole bunch of like radio equipment and all kinds of that stuff hits tomorrow. So I'm going to be up early tomorrow watching those auctions. It's like a pallet of radio gear for like, currently the bid's at $10, stuff like this. So yeah, I'm not really in the market for a car unless they were super cheap. Then I'd buy two, but they're not that super cheap. 5K is a little on the side, especially for gambling, right? Rolling the dice a little bit. But anyway, if you're into that and looking for that stuff, go check it out. The auctions, yeah, if you got county auctions, you can do it. I'm all registered, ready to bid. So put your bids down. There you go. What's up? 98 Corolla for the win. Exactly right. Exactly right. Government stuff at auctions is usually crap, says Jay. Yeah, especially the police cars, right? Because they beat the hell out of them. They drive super fast. They're always chasing people. Those cops, they're supposedly expert drivers, right? But, well, we've seen them drive. But yeah, anyway, so there you go. Mostly crap. Anyway, I thought I'd mention it because I do not drive an electric car, and I'm not going to anytime soon. So there you go. There's our quick side light here. But in case you do, and you're tired of waiting to charge it up, well, now you know. Let's see. There you go. The James has it right. That's what we need for my test drive video. Exactly. Maybe it may be a police interceptor. That would be fantastic. All right. So as we come to the bottom of the hour here, you guys know what time it is. It's time for a quick break. So this is Troubled Minds News, and I'm your host, Michael Strange. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange. Let's keep on trucking. There are more news articles to go after. Let's look at this. This is from SciTech Daily. And yep, the moon's top layer has enough oxygen to sustain 8 billion people for 100,000 years. 100,000 years. Right? There you go. So, alongside advances in space exploration, we've recently seen much time and money invested into technologies that could allow effective space resource utilization. And at the forefront of these efforts has been a laser-sharp focus at finding the best way to produce oxygen on the moon. In October, the Australian Space Agency and NASA signed a deal to send an Australian-made rover to the moon under the Artemis program, with a goal to collect lunar rocks that could ultimately provide breathable oxygen on the moon. Although the moon does have an atmosphere, it's very thin and composed mostly of hydrogen, neon, and argon. It's not the sort of gaseous mixture that could sustain oxygen-dependent mammals such as humans. That said, there is actually plenty of oxygen on the moon. It just isn't in gaseous form. Instead, it's trapped inside the regolith, the layer of rock and fine dust that covers the moon's surface. If we could extract oxygen from regolith, would it be enough to support human life on the moon? And they're estimating that yes. Ancient astronaut theorists say yes. Oxygen, okay, blah 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 blah. Let's see, blah blah. Let's get to the point. Come on, guys. Don't give us scientific numbers. Give us the point. Let's get to the point. Here we go. It's a pretty straightforward process, but here's its catch. It's very hungry energy. Let's see. Hold on. All right, here we go. Let's see. The moon's regolith is made up of approximately 45% oxygen, but that oxygen is tightly bound into the minerals mentioned above. In order to break apart those strong bonds, we need to put in energy. You might be familiar with this if you know about electrolysis. On Earth, this process is commonly used in manufacturing, such as to produce aluminum. An electrical current is passed through a liquid form of aluminum oxide, commonly called alumina, not to be confused with... I had a joke, I lost it, via electrodes to separate the aluminum from the oxygen. In this case, the oxygen is produced as a byproduct. On the moon, the oxygen would be the main product, and the aluminum or other metal extracted would be a potentially useful byproduct. Okay. Extracting oxygen from the regolith would also require substantial industrial equipment. We need to first convert solid metal oxide into liquid form, either by applying heat or heat combined with solvents or electrolytes. We have the technology to do this on Earth, but moving this apparatus to the moon and generating enough energy to run it will be a mighty challenge. So there you go. Estimated to be 8 billion people for 100,000 years. And I'm not sure... Other than, scientific estimates, if this is a possible thing or I don't know. I have no idea. But let's hope that, maybe Elon on the way to Mars makes the base on the moon and all the rest of this. Because why not, right? Why not? Like Jennifer posted in the Discord there about Bezos saying people are going to live on. Actually, let's pull that up. Let's pull up that article because that's kind of relevant here and funny. Super funny about how what Derek said is that it is funny how Musk and Bezos are arguing about what bizarre dystopian future we're going to live in, right? Let's pull this up because it's hilarious. Let's see. Where is it? Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Active scrolls. Here it is. All right. Here it is. This is pretty good. Yep. From Business Insider, of course, one of my favorites. Jeff Bezos predicts. Damn it. All right. Let's undo the ad block. Yeah. All right. Okay. Jeff Bezos predicts that people will one day be born in space and visit Earth the way you visit, Yellowstone National Park. Yeah, all right, weirdo. This guy's a weirdo, right? Like we talk about the dystopian sort of future where people live on where the elites live on space stations and the rest of us useless eaters are left on Earth to in the squalor of whatever's going on down here. And yeah, well, this is what he's talking about. Jeff Bezos predicts that people will one day be born in space while living on outer space colonies. He said Wednesday that space colonies made more sense than moving to a new planet. Colonizing Mars is the primary goal of Elon Musk and SpaceX, Bezos' chief space rival. So what is this? Is this another strategy to just clog up the Earth orbit with a bunch of garbage so you can't even fly out of here anymore? Yeah, that seems like a legit thing, right? Let's see. Bezos discussed space, Blue Origin's plans, and the relationship between space exploration and saving Earth during a conversation Wednesday at the 2021 Ignatius Forum in Washington, D.C. Yeah, well, so anyway, that's the way it is. So they say there's going to be enough oxygen on the moon. We just have to be able to process it. Bezos says, no effing way. We're going to be on space stations, and you guys can have your poison water down here. Congratulations. The actual the plan is coming to fruition. Congratulations, Bezos. Your Elysium future is on the way. Yeah. Okay. So, yep. Thanks. You're the best, Bezos. We love you very, very much. Yeah. Or jump off a bridge. And I say that, only halfway tongue in cheek. All right. Let's keep on trucking, shall we? Let's go to this. New York Times. Alex Jones liable by default in all Sandy Hook defamation suits. Did you guys see this? Yeah, they talked. This has been going on for quite some time. This litigation with Alex Jones, and clearly he's an amusing dude, but he's also got like a gigantic big mouth. Oh yeah, you're right. That was a total joke, by the way. That Jeff Bezos thing. Absolute 100% joke. I was just trying to make it funny, and it came out weird and sideways and wasn't funny at all. So just clarifying, it was an actual joke. But okay. So this Sandy Hook thing and Alex Jones, like I said, Alex Jones he can be a funny dude, but he's also got just a gigantic mouth. This guy just too big for his own good. Sometimes he just needs to know when to shut up. And, that's coming from me, who's a talk show host, by the way. So whatever. Here we go. A state court in Connecticut granted a sweeping victory to the families of 8 people killed in a 2012 mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, suing the far-right broadcaster and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones and his InfoWars media outlet for defamation. The judge ruled on Monday that because Mr. Jones refused to turn over documents ordered by the courts, including financial records, he was liable by default. The ruling combines with previous rulings in Texas to grant the families of 10 Sandy Hook shooting victims victories in all defamation lawsuits against Mr. Jones. Lawyers for Mr. Jones said he would appeal. Mr. Jones for years spread bogus theories that the shooting that killed 20 first graders and 6 educators was a government-led plot to confiscate America's firearms and that the victims' families were actors in the scheme. Now, just so you guys know, like I've said this quite often enough anyway, but this whole crisis actor stuff, I am not a fan of this. I think it's kind of Bush League stuff. Like, I get it, right? I get it, Illuminati, and I get it, but I also it's one of those things where we can't be so numb to what goes on in the world that we disbelieve the deaths of people, right? I wouldn't put it past the government to fake things like this, and maybe not like this, but I mean, now we have families who actually lost children, and an individual saying that nobody died, and these are all crisis actors, right? I mean, this is why I don't do this stuff, and that's why I don't I think it's pretty bush league. I think it's pretty gross, and it's if I was one of those families and my kid got shot or my nephew or something like this, I would be livid with this dude just mouthing off like that. At least if you're gonna do that, like you gotta present some irrefutable evidence, like this kid never existed type of thing. Like then fine, but I mean if there's pictures of that kid and then that kid got buried and then right. Come on now, like don't go down this rabbit hole. I implore you, because it only leads to very, very dark places. And unfortunately, it's I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. And even Alex Jones has backtracked on these statements because, of course, he had to, because they sued his nuts off. So, well, anyway, that's the point. I don't really know, other than they're going to appeal this and whatever else. I mean, he's a rich dude, right? Like, I don't know if he's like super rich, but he's definitely wealthy. So, can he just pay this off and make it go away? Maybe not. I don't know. Like I don't know the man's finances, of course, but it is interesting that here we are, and maybe he'll just pay these families off and to put this thing to bed. But yeah, but this crisis actor stuff, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I was having a conversation with a family member maybe a couple 3 years ago about this crisis actor stuff, and I was like, so explain to me this. For you to believe that a shooting like this happened, a bullet has to land on your kid, that's the only way you'll believe it? Because you think the news media is that fake? And this is what I'm saying about conspiracy theory, guys. Be very careful about going down those types of rabbit holes, because I get it. Fake news is fake. And this is a news show, and the reason why we do this show is exactly because fake news is fake, all right? However, there's always a baby in the bathwater, and you can't throw it out also. Okay, and I'm talking about the news, all right? I'm not talking about actual babies in bathwaters, okay? It's a saying. But if you throw it all out and just say that the whole world we live in is completely phony, it leads to some dark places. Like, you have to pay attention to what's going on. And like I said, you can't be that person that thinks that these things don't happen unless the bullet hits your kid, because it puts you in a really weird spot. So anyway, just one man's opinion, but I'm... Like I said, imagine if this was one of these were your kids and there was this loudmouth jabbering on that you didn't lose your kid, If that doesn't fire you up and piss you off, I'm not sure what would. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's there's Alex Jones. Like I said, I don't know what this is going to mean for him, other than they probably had a plan for this after all anyway. So, yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? So regarding conspiracy theories, just be careful, in my opinion, how you jump into these things and just believe everything. Don't, like, you got to have a critical mind for everything, all right? And I mean, for crying out loud, we talk about portals and Lovecraftian old ones on Troubled Minds, right? But, right, so I'm willing to go there, but I'm not willing to say that there's crisis actors and these kids never died. That's ridiculous. So, you see. So anyway, just a word of warning to would-be conspiracy theorists: don't believe everything you hear or everything you read. Consider that even the let's see, alternative media, as you would call it, the conspiracy theorists, as it were, can be off the rails. I guess that's a good way to put it. Anyway, in other news, this is one that we don't do a lot, but I think you guys need to actually, speaking of conspiracies and stuff, I think you guys need to see more of this. And this is, blatantly disrespectful. Kendall Jenner's inappropriate wedding attire sparks backlash. Just kidding. Let's keep on moving. Oh boy, let's go to Reuters instead. Yep, there's our Kardashian news for the afternoon, and clearly just a joke. Thought a nice palate cleanser after that Alex Jones nastiness, but here we go. This is I meant to add this to last week's news segment, and I didn't. But check this out. This is pretty wild. Iraqi Prime Minister safe after drone attack on residence, military says. Now this is wild, right? So Iraqi Prime Minister Mustafa Ismail Kadhimi escaped unharmed in an assassination attempt by armed drone in Baghdad on Sunday, officials said, in an incident that dramatically raises tension in the country weeks after a general election disputed by Iranian-backed militia groups. 6 members of Kadhimi's personal protection force stationed outside his residence in the Green Zone were wounded, security forces told Reuters. 3 drones were used in the attack, including 2 that were intercepted and downed by security forces, while a third drone hit the residence, state news agency INA quoted a spokesman for the Interior Ministry as saying. A spokesman for the Armed Forces Commander-in-Chief said that the security situation was stable inside the fortified Green Zone, which houses the residence, government buildings, and foreign embassies after the drone attack. No group immediately claimed responsibility for the attack. And it's not in this article, I don't think, but I saw some of the photographs of this, and it was wild. They had like an explosion, like literally like it just took the front door and like half of the room behind it, like just literally like a bomb on a drone. And so they took down 2 of them. So imagine if all 3 of these suckers hit, that would probably be assassination successful. And so that's the craziest part about this, right? And we've been talking about this, right? The slaughter bots and the drones. And imagine, right, that was 3 of these things. Imagine when you're able to do an autonomous drone swarm of, 100 of these things, right? And they're small with explosives and they're running around and just blasting things up. Literally, there's no way out. Like you would have to have some sort of portable EMP device to take them all down. Otherwise, like what could you do? Like hunker down and pray, like that's just horrific is what it is. But nutty stuff. And this is the world we're moving toward, right? In that we're talking about the green zone, they call it the safe zone, and that this is what's going on. So wild. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Let's see what's up. Yep. Gee, really? First time blood thinner med for kids? Are you kidding me, Robert? Okay. All right. Anyway, so one more quick word from our sponsor, which is you, and we'll keep on trucking. Here we go.
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the 2 accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
Okay, let's keep on trucking. More Kardashian news. No, just kidding. Let's go to fizz.org, and this one's pretty good. Oumuamua. Remember, we haven't talked about this in quite some time, since we covered the hell out of it. Not saying it was aliens, but Oumuamua probably wasn't a nitrogen iceberg. Remember, that was the latest theory that they tried to shoot down, that it wasn't some sort of light sail, as Avi Loeb of Harvard fame has suggested. It was a nitrogen iceberg. Well, but now they're saying it's not. You know what I say? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes. On October, let's see. The nitrogen iceberg theory stated that Oumuamua was likely debris from a Pluto-like planet in another stellar system. In their latest study titled "The Mass Budget Necessary to Explain Oumuamua as a Nitrogen Iceberg," Amir Siraj and Professor Avi Loeb, who proposed the ET solar sail hypothesis, offered an official counter-argument to this theory. According to their new paper, there's an extreme shortage of exoplutos in the galaxy to explain the detection of nitrogen iceberg. Okay, cool. In the paper where he broached the possibility, Loeb indicated that Oumuamua's unusual character and behavior were consistent with a solar sail. This included the highly reflective nature of the object and its profile, which appeared to be either cigar-shaped or pancake-like. More importantly, its sudden acceleration and deviation from its expected orbit appeared to be the result of radiation pressure, which is precisely how solar sails achieve propulsion. So, pretty cool stuff. So they're still trying to figure out what Oumuamua was years after it came in and out of the solar system, and some ancient astronaut theorists say yes. Others are still not really into this and thinking this is just some other sort of anomaly that cannot be attributed to aliens. So, well, we've called it a scout ship in the past. We've called it a light sail, all kinds of things, because we're just speculating like everybody else and watching these news scientific papers come out when they hit the news. So what are your thoughts on Oumuamua? And yeah, ancient astronaut theorists definitely say yes. Yes. All right. So you want to be part of the show? 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. And we'll put you on the show. Easy as that. Two rules to being on the show. Just spread the word, public service announcement style. 1, no cursing on the radio. 2, well, you know what I mean, on the 7 to 9 news show. Not news show. Number 2, be cool to the people in the chat and the people that call in. That's it. There are literally 2 rules. I'm the target. You can come at me. It's fine. I've got thick skin, and I can defend myself, right? That's part of it. But like if you come in and bitch about a caller that called in 30 minutes ago, they're not there to defend themselves, right? It's pretty Bush League. So just, 2 rules, right? Don't curse on the radio. That's the first 2 hours of the Troubled Mind show. And otherwise, don't come at people in the chat or that call in. It's simple. It's simple as that, right? Literally, you can believe whatever you want to believe. Whatever you want to believe. All right. Again, this is not the Church of Troubled Minds. This is just the Troubled Minds news show. And there is no Church of Troubled Minds. It's a myth. All right. So let's keep on trucking, shall we? Let's go to this. This is pretty cool. Everybody like dinosaurs? I kind of like dinosaurs. Herald of Galactus? Maybe. All right. Here we go. Let's see. This is Supersaurus. Might be the longest dinosaur that ever lived. Yeah, the Supersaurus. Here we go. This dynamite champ was at least 128 feet long. Dynamite! Yeah, the gold medal for the longest dinosaur in the world might go to the aptly named Supersaurus, now that scientists have fixed a fossil mix-up and analyzed new bones excavated from the long-necked dinosaur's final resting spot. Like other exceedingly long dinosaurs, Supersaurus is a diplodocus, long-necked sauropod whose whip-like tail went on for days. Supersaurus has always been viewed as one of the longest dinosaurs, but research now shows that this is the longest dinosaur based on a decent skeleton, as other dinosaur remains are fragmentary and it's challenging to accurately estimate their lengths. Brian Curtis, a paleontologist at the Arizona Museum of Natural History who is spearheading the research, told Live Science. When Supersaurus was alive about 150 million years ago during the Jurassic period, it exceeded 128 feet and possibly even reached 137 feet or 42 meters from snout to tail. Curtis's new research found even its shorter size is record-breaking at 128 feet. The dinosaur would have been longer than another contender, Diplodocus, whichever it would reach lengths of 108 feet, according to a 2006 study from a specimen known as Seismosaurus in the New Mexico Museum of Natural History, etc., so on. But there you go. If you like dinosaurs, well, the 128 feet long. And to put that into context, I can't, because that's just freaking big. That's gigantic, right? Lucky that this thing didn't eat people, or, that there were probably no people around back then. But, well, so we're told. Wink, wink, so we're told. And there we go. I don't know. You tell me. The Supersaurus. And that's a big old thing. I can't even tell you how long that thing goes, other than 128 feet. All right, here we go. Here we got this. Here we go. This is, this is brand new breaking news, by the way, which we'll see how they try and downplay this. FBI email system compromised by hackers who sent fake cyber attack alert. Oh, new tactics. Yeah. Hackers compromised the FBI's external email system on Saturday, sending spam emails to potentially thousands of people and companies with a faked warning of a cyber attack. The FBI said in a statement it was aware of the incidents this morning involving fake emails from an at ic.fbi.gov email account, but declined to provide further details. The impacted hardware was taken offline quickly upon discovery of the issue, the FBI said. It did not respond to an emailed request for more information. Cybersecurity experts said the fact that the email didn't include any malicious attachments could indicate the hackers stumbled across a vulnerability in the FBI portal and didn't have a particular plan to exploit it. There you go. In the portal. Quote, it could have just been a group or individuals looking to get some street cred to tout on underground forums, said Austin Burglass, a former assistant special agent in charge of the FBI's New York office cyber branch, who was not involved in any government investigation of the incident. Quote, I would think that it would be some sort of criminal group or some sort of hacktivist group rather than a coordinated state-backed attack. Well, of course, right. They would also downplay this because, well, you know why. Because they don't want to look like fools, and that's part of what this is all about, right? As always, everything we talk about in the news and everywhere else, like I always say, is basically public relations, and that's what they're doing here. So we'll see how this damage control happens and what goes down, and all the rest of this, then, yeah, you tell me. You tell me. Do you think they're letting on? I saw another news article similar that said the FBI says no, nothing was exposed. All right. Okay, got it. Nothing was exposed. Sure, they didn't get anything because the hackers never get anything, do they? At least according to the PR firms. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Keeping up appearances as usual, says James, and that's exactly right. All right, let's see. We got this is here you go. Here's some glitch in the Matrix. Let's see. Derek's got it right, the Night Stalker. In case anyone is listening, I love the FBI and really hope they catch these cyber criminals. There you go. And I couldn't agree more. What an amazing sentiment, Derek. All right, let's go to yahoo.com. And yeah, a woman couldn't speak after discovering unusual similarity between her and stranger. It's a glitch in the Matrix, she says. All right, here we go. A woman was speechless after realizing a restaurant employee she'd never met before and who lives in an entirely different country had the exact same tattoo as her. Sinead Harnett is a singer and songwriter from North London who recently performed in the Lights On Festival in Brooklyn. And while at an undisclosed restaurant, presumably somewhere in the borough, Harnett said she realized that one of the employees working at the restaurant had the exact same tattoos as her in the same spots. And yep, well, here you go. Here you go. In case you guys want to see what a glitch in the Matrix might look like, because you put it on TikTok. Here you go.
I've just met, you're serving my food, and we thought this was a lot, but then there's this, and I don't know what's happening. Are you my twin, long lost? Yes. Are you half Thai, half Irish?
Okay, there you go. Let's play this.
I've just met your.
There you go. And we've got the Illuminati tattoos on the fingers, of course, whatever's going on with that. And then we have the feather on the forearm. And they seem to be opposite sides, right? Hers is on the left arm, his is on the right arm. And the Illuminati tattoos on the fingers seem to be, are they opposites of each other? I think yes. I think they're... Yeah, opposite. So it's like everything is like the same but opposite. It's weird. Anyway, is this what a glitch in the Matrix looks like, or is this just more Kardashian-style news? You tell me. As always, I am not the arbiter of truth. I am just some asshole on the internet with a microphone. And so there we go. All right, were we at time-wise? I think we're good. All right, let's wind this down with, there you go. Yeah, right? All right, that was the phone line taking a crap. We're at the end anyway, so I'm going to just kill the phone line, because why not? And we're done anyway, so here we go. End of the show. There you go. All right, kill that. I'm supposed to use got a new phone number coming up for the show. We're going to test out the Fringe phone number system, so we'll try that. Coming up soon, this week definitely. We'll get something going. But anyway, I'll have all that, the graphics updated for the show and everything else. But here we go. There we go. All right. And let's try this. This is CNET. All right. CNET reports this. Yep. Einstein's theory of special relativity could create unhackable ATMs. Yeah, right? Forget everything you know about cash machines. Cryptography theorists are completely reimagining the PIN system to try to better protect you. And here's what I have to say about that. Cryptography theorists say yes. Yes. All right. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's Monday morning. You're headed to grab an espresso from the corner cafe. Upon entering, you run into the dreaded cash only sign. No problem, you think, wandering to the nearest ATM. You arrive at the machine, slip out your debit card, insert its worn chip, and cup your hands into mini shields while punching in your secret PIN. During the process, however, sly thieves might have seen past your humble security measures. They might have even preemptively hacked the cash machine to collect your code. To withdraw money for coffee, you've actually risked theft. Oh, risk. The risk is there. Could there be a safer way to do this? A team of researchers hailing from Canada, see what I did, and Switzerland are determined to find out. They published a blueprint in the journal Nature earlier this month that detailed an ultra-secure cash machine that would completely reinvent the system. Quote, the assumption of trusting the device when you are doing anything related to identification is kind of a problem, at least at the fundamental level, said Sebastian Dizignol, a physicist at the University of Geneva and co-author of the study. Drop all assumptions is the motto he and fellow researchers abided by while coming up with a more secure mechanism to retrieve cash. And I'm hoping it's not going to be some sort of blood test because, well... Okay, anyway. Anchoring their far-fetched data with Albert Einstein's theory of special relativity, they propose replacing the PIN system with what's called a zero-knowledge proof. Yep, all right, here's how it works. Let's see. Suppose you have a friend named Jones who can only see in black and white, but you can see in color. Your objective is to prove to Jones you can, in fact, see color. If you were to use a zero-knowledge proof, it might go something like this. Jones holds a red card and a blue card before you. Then behind his back, he either swaps them or doesn't swap them. Laying them out in front of you, he asks again, did I swap them? The game could be repeated 100 times, and you'll always have the correct answer because you can see the colors. After many iterations, Jones would eventually say, all right, I believe you. You can see color. At that point, you've shown him your color identifying ability without revealing the colors you see. Quote, in our study, explained Designol, the proof is the three colorability of a graph. Okay. Anyway, that sounds very less Einsteinian and something else. But anyway, exactly. Perfect just in time for a cashless society. Exactly. Or, once you start getting like a COVID nose dip or a blood test at the ATM just to get your money, well, we have a different thing entirely, don't we? Cashless society. What's going on, guys? Yeah, there you go. James has it right. 3-color graph. Perfect for blind people. Exactly, right? Yeah, I think it's just a way of describing how the system itself would work, but blah, 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 so on and so forth. Anyway, less exciting than it sounded, of course, when you have the whatchamacallit, Einstein special relativity, general relativity in a headline, and then you start talking about color graphs. Yeah, perfect. Anyway, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the hell out of here. The bad news is we're done. The good news is, God willing, we got tonight and tomorrow. So tonight we have, of course, Troubled Minds Radio coming at 7 p.m. Pacific. That's going to be 2 hours and 49 minutes, 2 hours, 39 minutes from now, and we'll have some weird stuff to talk about per usual. So if you want to be part of that, you know where to go. TroubledMinds.org, the official website. Will be streaming on the site and everywhere else. And yeah, there we go. So let's play some outro music. And boom. There it is. There it is. Thank you to all the folks who have signed up to Patreon, to Twitch here, to Rockfin. Thank you to the folks who are out there listening to the podcast feed. It does help. It's pennies. It does its thing right, but pennies add up. So pennies become dimes and dimes become dollars. So please, just if you want to help the show, you can sub up directly through Amazon Prime here at Twitch, like we said, directly through Rockfin. You can, if you don't want to spend any money, you can listen to the podcast feed. It's got commercials cooked in, and it does help. So that's how you can do it. There are ways to help without spending a single penny. So if you want to do that, I appreciate that very much. And also spread the word. Let people know that there's a show going on out there that is not like every other show. We may not be entirely unique, but, well, Troubled Minds is a group of troubled minds, and we're going to keep on doing that. So that's what's up. Thank you again to all the folks. Again, shout out to the latest couple Patreon folks would be Rivers and Lacey. Thank you very much, guys, for subbing up to that. And yeah, you guys know who you are. You know who you are. You know who you are. Thank you so much. And if you have not didn't get access, if you signed up to any of that stuff and don't have access to the bonus content, let me know, and I'll get you access, because it should be either cooked into Patreon, or if you subbed up on Twitch, all that stuff is on Discord. So just let me know. Reach out to me, troubledmindsradio@gmail. Join the Discord at troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link and just come in and say, hey, I signed up. Where's all my bonus content? Because there is bonus content. Yes, shows that people have never heard unless they support the show. So there you go. All right, and we're out. Troubled Minds and Michael Strange out. See you guys tonight. Have a great afternoon.